I'm Warren Bowie. I'm your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's activity. And it's my pleasure to extend to you a very warm and friendly welcome to the town of Indian Head. And it's great that you have come out tonight to witness a very worthwhile and hard-fought ceremony for the elected officials tonight. This is the Town of Indian Head's 2019-2023 swearing-in ceremony. We thank you for wanting to be a participant in this celebration. At this time, I will ask you to stand for the presentations of colors by remain standing for the national anthem sung by our own Robbie Webb.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Hunter Paulin, Sandra, Sarah, and Alicia Satula, Drake, and Gabrielle Smith.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can be seated. The presentation of colors was performed by the Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard at Lackey High School and sponsored by Lieutenant Colonel Moffitt. And we want to thank each and every one of you all for participating tonight in this ceremony. It was great. I'd like to introduce a few of the elected officials tonight. First, we have our own Sherry Hancock, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Charles County. Sherry will be administering the oath of office to the elected officials. We also have with us tonight the mayor from La Plata, Mayor Jeannie James. I do not have anyone else listed here, but if you're in the audience, if you want to stand, wave, let us know you're here. Matt Simpson. Okay. There were three other individuals I was hoping would be here tonight, but they're not. But I just want to let the folks know there were 6 people running for office. The 3 up here were the successful ones, but Randy Albright, Regina Brooks, and Dennis Shusley also ran for office. Oh, you are here. Thank you for coming. There are 3 basic reasons that people come together in large groups. 1, to take note of something that has already happened, either to celebrate it or deplore it. 2, to take note of something that hasn't happened, either to try to make it happen or to prevent it from happening. And 3, to salute those we hold responsible for any of the above. And that is the nicest kind of get-together we're having. And it is why this occasion, this swearing-in ceremony tonight, is so special. We are here to celebrate and congratulate the 3 individuals who won the right to represent the residents of the town of Indian Head as our town council. At this time, we'll have the swearing-in ceremony, and the first will be our mayor-elect, Brendan Paulin.
After me. I, and state your name,
I, Brandon Paulin,
do swear or affirm
do swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office
execute the office
of mayor
of mayor
for the town of Indian Head
for the town of Indian Head,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
Congratulations, Mayor Paulin. Best wishes to you. Sign your book.
The mayor is going to give his remarks after he signs the book, and then we'll have the vice mayor take his oath.
And thank you to Ambassador Dr. Karki from Nepal for coming today as well. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for responding. It's more than a pleasure to have you all here. The outpouring of support during my last term and this past election day has made me ecstatic to serve the people of the town of Indian Head for the next 4 years. It's an honor to continue to serve my hometown, Indian Head, Maryland. This place and the people helped raise me. This is the least I can do to give back. Over the next 4 years, we will continue to revitalize Indian Head. We will continue to move forward with vision and rigor. We will continue to make sure our youth are involved. After all, they are our future, and they deserve to have a voice. And we will work towards making Indian Head an amazing place to live, work, and play. The stagnation is over, progress is here. Now, not all of our wildest dreams will come true overnight or over the next 4 years, but I can almost promise you that we will take big steps in the right direction. We will check boxes, and in Indian Head, we will continue to improve. The winds are at our backs. It's time to set sail. The momentum, effort, and strides that we have taken is only possible because of you. The people of Indian Head opposed stagnation 4 years ago and voted for a new vision and a new way. They chose again a week ago to move Indian Head forward. For that, I am ever grateful, honored, and as a hometown kid, I'm excited to see Indian Head turn the corner. Together, as a council, as community partners, as residents, as friends, and as a big Indian Head family, together we will revitalize Indian Head. As I said 4 years ago, a community isn't built by one person with a goal. It's built by many willing to put aside their differences to better the community as a whole. We, all of us, have some work to do. And instead of me standing up here all night talking about it, let's just do it. Let's get back to work and make our town and my hometown a better place to live. God bless you all. God bless Indian Head. Thank you.
Next will be the Vice Mayor, Ron Satula.
Repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Kiran Situla,
do swear or affirm
do swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the constitutional laws thereof,
and support the constitutional laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently
diligently
and faithfully,
and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office
execute the office
of Vice Mayor
of Vice Mayor
for the town of Indian Head
for the town of Indian Head
according to the constitutional laws of this state.
according to the constitutional laws of the state.
Congratulations, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There's Vice Mayor.
Honorable Mayor Paulin, Honorable Elected Councilman Mr. Curtis Smith, Honorable Mayor Jenin, Honorable Councilman Mr. Simpson, Honorable Judge, His Excellency Dr. Ambassador Karki, Ambassador from Nepal to the United States, distinguished guests and gentlemen, greetings and namaste. Janani janmabhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. Janani means mother, janmabhumischa means motherland, swargadapi means heaven, gariyasi. So what it says is mother and motherland are dearer than heaven. Yeah. Today in the audience, my mother is here. My father is also here. Sarah, Alisa, Sanya, and Kripa Sitola were born in the United States, and this is their motherland. Therefore, here in Indian Head, I have both my mother and my motherland, and thus Indian Head to me is dearer than heaven. 10 years before the residents of the Indian Head decided to incorporate our town in 1920, on June 10, 1910, William H. Michael, the American Consul General in Calcutta, notified the government of Nepal that Nepali imports would be subject to the minimum tariff under the most recent American tariff legislation. So the friendship began between my motherland and my daughter's motherland. 104 years after that friendship, residents of the town of Indian Head honored me by making the first publicly elected person of Nepali origin in 2015, thus opening the doors for others to follow. Today, I'm proud to say that another fellow Nepali was elected as a delegate from District 8 in Baltimore to Annapolis, Mr. Harry Vandari. He's been a true friend to the town of Indian Head. Two other councilmen, Mr. Madhupanthi of Haymarket, Virginia, and Pradeep Dhakal in Herndon are serving their residents. We Nepali people truly believe in teamwork. 65 years ago, when Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa mountaineering, joined hands with Sir Edmund Hillary, they were able to conquer Mount Everest for the first time. We in Indian Head here have the same opportunity to be united as a team and revitalize our town and move Indian Head forward. My outfit today is the dedication, and it is dedicated to the brave Sherpa community and everyone living in the Himalayan region, including Gurungs and Thakalis of Nepal. One of the most important lessons I learned in the past 4 years was taught by Jean Bui, the humble wife of Mr. Bui. She painstakingly wrote each one of the councilmen a handwritten letter about the issue she was facing. We, in turn, either forwarded the letter to our town manager or called her to let her know we would address the issue. But no one among us remembered to send her response in writing. This has bothered me since that day. Today, I want to publicly apologize to her, and I promise to send a written response for every handwritten letter that I receive going forward. Thank you for teaching. Please thank her for teaching us, the council, such good manners and good lessons. I would like to thank all the voters who came out to vote on election. I also want to recognize Ms. Regina Brooks, sitting in the audience, former Mayor Dennis Cecily, and former Councilman Randy Albright for throwing your hat in the ring and running honest and memorable campaign. Without you guys, the democracy wouldn't have worked. So thank you for believing in democracy and trusting us. I want to thank the voters of Indian Head for re-electing me as a vice mayor for the second time. I promise to honor your vote and value your trust. My first pledge is to work very closely with Mayor Paulin and Councilman Smith to have a unison voice to revitalize town of Indian Head and move it forward. My second pledge is to address town residents' concerns as expeditiously as possible. My wider focus for next 4 years would be better infrastructure for town, for more economic opportunity through public-private partnership, so that current as well as new businesses will be fully supported, increased cooperation with elected officials at county and state level, initiating a process to bring a public library to Indian Head, and working with county for bigger senior center space that our senior citizens desperately need. In parting note of what we do have been possible had it not been for the dedicated town staff led by Manager Ryan Hicks and supported by Annie, Diane, Ginger, and Karen, as well as all of the folks in our Public Works Department. And Bunny, we truly value you too. Thank you, Indian Head business community, for sticking around and supporting our town. For today's event, I want to thank color guards, volunteers, police officer, firemen, Sass County Clerk, Sharon Hancock. Thank you. And our very own Karen Williams for putting this event together. Thank you for the girls who led our Pledge of Allegiance here. And finally, to my friends and family, neighbors, town residents, and Nepali community for being there for me always. I love you, mom, dad, wife, daughter, brother, sister, uncle, aunts, nieces. May the wisdom of Lord Buddha and the blessing from His Holiness Dalai Lama guide the current council and make our next 4 years tenure a successful one. God bless America, God bless Maryland, and God bless the town of Indian Head, and God bless the current elected councils. Thank you very much.
Next, we'll have the swearing in of Curtis Smith as a councilman.
Repeat after me and raise your right hand. I, and state your name,
I, Curtis Smith,
swear or affirm
do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the constitutional laws thereof,
and support the constitutional laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office
execute the office
of councilman
of councilman
for the town of Indian Head
of the town of Indian Head
according to the constitutional laws of this state.
according to the constitutional laws of this state.
Congratulations, Councilman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, I don't know how much time we have, but I've taken notes over the past 4 years, and I'm going to read all these pages. I'm only joking. First, I'd like to give honor and glory to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Through all this is possible. I'd like to thank my family, and I'd like to thank all the distinguished guests, and I'd like to thank mostly the residents of the town of Indian Head. When my family and I moved here in 2005, you guys embraced our uniqueness, and I thank you for that. Over the past 4 years, it's been a very active time. There's been a lot of changes in the world, and hopefully you see some changes in the town of Indian Head. This little small gym in Maryland, people say it's a ways down the road, but once they get here, they fall in love with it. So this, welcome to our little piece of paradise. Over the next 4 years, I will personally ensure, working with the council, that we push the town forward. We continue to move things forward. We have momentum, and it's time to keep that momentum going. So working as a team, working with state and local partners to really push the economic growth that is due for the town of Indian Head. The western side of Charles County has been overlooked for a long period of time, but we have the opportunity amongst ourselves and the locally elected officials in the county to really put some emphasis on the western side. So Indian Head is one of 157 municipalities in the state of Maryland. When it comes to the side of our residents, I think we teeter around 4,100 at times. But we have individuals in the town who love this small town. My family and I have grown to love this small town. No other place do you find a village green like this. And we attended the mayor and I attended an event on this past Saturday. And we had individuals from New York and New Jersey. They came down for this event, and they marveled at our village green. So we may not have grocery stores and things like that. We'll get them. But we are going to emphasize the things that we do have. So I thank you all very much for being here. Prosperity is on the rise for Indian Head and its residents, but we need active citizens. When we have our monthly events, we need more citizens to participate. When we have, our town staff puts on a lot of activities and a lot of effort goes into it, and we get marginal participation. But the 4th of July is largely attended, so we do thank you for that. But we need your input. We need your energy. I know it's a long ride for some people. I work about an hour away. But we need you to come and invest in your town. 3 people can only do so much, and we exert a lot of energy. Thank the Lord for email, but we need your energy. So we need your expertise. A lot of you retired down here, but you still have a lot of energy and knowledge that we need for economic growth. We can't do it all on our own. So, in closing, I just want to say thank you again. I look forward for the next 4 years. We're going to have fun. We're going to do a lot of fun things, right? But I want to personally thank 2 of my kids. Drake, who's the oldest, and Gabriella, who is the youngest. So I brought both ends of the spectrum here to spend this event with me. And I thank you all for coming.
Congratulations on your reelection for another 4 years. We're looking forward to a revitalized town with more services for our residents in the next 4 years. The town of Indian Head is a great place, and we expect you to make it greater. Thank you. In closing, I want to thank Karen Williams for pulling this all together. Karen was wearing about 5 hats this week, but she did a fabulous job, and I thank you. Mike, I'm going to call him our cameraman, but he's really not our cameraman. But he loves the town of Indian Head. We love him, his wife Sherry. Thank you, Mike, for coming out tonight and filming this. We appreciate it. Also, Robbie, thank you for that wonderful rendition, and for all the young people for helping out tonight. The refreshments committee, I see they're putting out some cupcakes and cake and punch. So you're all welcome to it. So thank you for coming. This concludes the ceremony.